I'm based out of Istanbul, but I recently moved to Glasgow for studies and stuff. I'm currently here for spring break, and you guys caught me on a good time, so here I am. I think I picked the guitar back up when I was, I think, 15 or something like that, and then this was around 2012, 2013, and after that I got bored of playing other people's music, so I just started writing my own. So I don't really have a set process. It's just, for me, it's either a lyric that I really want to use on something that I forced my way into, or it's just a melody or something, or a chord progression that sounds really nice. And then from there on, I either store it and never use it again, or I go back to it and actually do something with it. I have a few hundreds of songs that are never really finished, just demos, but like, for me to get back into those demos, there needs to be something special that I want to go back to. So I just pick back where I left off and try to do something that's different and special compared to what I was doing on the demo and try to mix things up. I'm not doing it professionally. Professionally, by definition, means I'm making money from it. I'm not making any money from this. If by professionally you mean seriously, I guess around 2016, something like that. Yeah. I can't. I know I sound really pretentious when I say this, but when I'm making this music, I don't really go for anything in certain. So for example, what I'm recording right now does not really sound like what I was making before. And like, in a few words, you could probably describe it as some sort of indie rock with just nerdy inspirations and like influences within it. So yeah, indie rock, why not? Let's go for that. Well, I just told you, but I'm really inspired by Phil Elverum. I'm really inspired by Sam Ray. I'm really inspired by Conor Oberst. I'm inspired by a lot of 90s alternative bands like Bedhead, stuff like that. I don't know exactly, like I like, just like I'm a total fucking music nerd, I like it when other music nerds are really into my stuff, and I just like, I don't try to touch people's hearts with my music, that's not really my aim, but I do really respect it when really kind of get overjoyed from people really responding emotionally to my music. So I guess people who are in a mind state that is similar to what I'm going through, and you know, for example, like when the Bible was first written, the reason the Bible was so big was not because just of religion. It's still considered literally in literature a little more than just a piece of religious writing. People look into it and they relate to it. I'm not comparing myself to the Bible, of course, but I'm just saying, people who might relate to it, you know, are my main audience. Music nerds are my main audience. People who are into good songwriting are my audience. Yeah, sure. I mean, anyone can be in my audience. I don't pick and choose.
When you get bored but can't repose, all feelings stored, nobody knows how sad you are playing your guitar. Sing a sad song about all you are. It's not too easy now.
There is a scene and there is an audience for sure, and there's a good amount of very talented people here in Istanbul, but I think we're trying to industrialize something that's not really an industry here. There's no music industry in Istanbul. There's none. None. There's no money to be made here. And if there is money being made, it's out of the scene and it's bigger than an Istanbul local scene. For example, if you go and look at the New York music scene, nobody in the New York music scene is making money. And people do not understand that here. During my time in Glasgow, I had a time to interact with many different musicians, and everybody has day jobs that you would not guess from just, you know, for example, there's a solo project called Community Swimming Pool, a good friend of mine, and he does a lot of work that you would not expect him to do from his music. And, you know, I do a lot of stuff that nobody would expect from just my music. So the one thing that people need to put into their heads here is there is no money to be made here. You're doing art for the sake of art. If you want to be famous, sure, go for it. But just know that there's a very small percentage that of a chance that you're going to be famous here. So yeah, there's a good scene. It's just very disoriented and diluted, I would say. I've been working on this for ages. Just life itself has been I've been going through a lot of different things. I've moved to Glasgow recently, and just a lot of personal stuff has been blocking me from finishing it, but I do think it's shaping up to be something that's really important for me, for my own legacy, and just for I'm trying to do something that exceeds genre. I'm trying to do something that exceeds labels. I'm trying to do something that when I do pass, something that will stick around. And I do believe everyone asked about you will stick around too, but I'm trying to do something that when I'm done with it, I'm going to look back on it, I'm going to be like, whoa, I did this. It's a certain piece of work. I'm trying different things, and like that song I performed in December, Your Voice in Half, I'm incorporating different sounds and influences into it. So it's going to be very, very good. Yes. In general, I feel like a lot of musicians, especially in the industry, don't take their time with their material. The music, it just comes out like this, and you consume it. For example, let's just say, I don't know, someone really big released an album tomorrow. It's 40 minutes long. You listen to it, it's 40 minutes. It's not new anymore. You've heard it, you know. But that 40 minutes can take 40 minutes to record, or 40 years, you know. It's like, and just thinking about how people bring out music right now, it's just, the songwriting itself is not really a problem for me. It's the process of getting your idea out there. And a lot of different artists are really, really good at that. Phil Elverum is really good at that. Kanye West is really good at that. Just people who have something in their head that just release it as a product, as a recording. And that is the biggest challenge. Outside of that, a lot of like the industry bullshit you mentioned, that can kind of, that can really disorient an artist. I've tried my best to stay out of it. I almost flirted with the idea once, shortly after Everyone Asked About You came out, like a year after or 6 months. But I really just confused me and disoriented me and just put me in a direction where I was like, okay, I gotta make music now. But now I'm like, I gotta go through some stuff. I gotta have an idea. I gotta have an emotion. I have to archive something. With every single one of my records, even the stuff I did back in high school, I can look back on it and just go, okay, this was written in a time where I was going through this. You know, I had that going on. I came home and recorded this. So I need to remember the recording process. I need to remember writing the song. I remember writing every single song I've made. I remember how I recorded it. I remember recording Not Too Easy in my bathroom, you know. So for that to fully set in, I need to completely take my time and get my ideas out. And how long it takes, 2 years or 20, I'll go for it. And that is the biggest challenge for me in making music. When I first started, I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to archive my feelings and my thoughts, my life, essentially. It's autobiographical. Now, looking into the future, I want to make my own legacy. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to sign to a record label that's like really big and has backing from Coca-Cola, Converse, or anything like that. I want a body of work, a few bodies of work that will stand the test in time, and you know, people from 50 years later down the line will discover and be like, oh shit, this is actually really good. Just the same way I discover random music online. I want my stuff to be discovered 50 years later and give the same emotions, give the same amount of power that it's giving off right now. So that is my main goal, to make something that will keep me immortal for the rest of time.